Hello there, here is Earth Measured speaking. I would like in this video to speak to you about the Erathostenes experiment. He was able to measure the circumference, the total amount of the circumference of the globe, because he was believing that the Earth is a globe. So we wanted to speak about this experience because many says that if he was able at that time to measure the circumference and thus the radius of the Earth considered as a globe, it is clear that the Earth is a globe. But is really this is really like this? We have to conclude that the Earth is a globe. We will see. Erathostenes knew very well that Syene, that is Aswan today in Egypt, Syene is on the Tropic of Cancer and is about on the same meridian with Alexandria, Alexandria being 800 kilometers more toward the northward. So in the 21st of June, exactly when the sun was at noon, at 12 o'clock, was higher in the sky, he knew that the sun was exactly vertical on Syene and was projecting its rays with an angle of 7.2 degrees if considered these rays in Alexandria. He was able to measure these angles because he was in Alexandria. He planted a pole in the earth, in the ground, and he saw that considering the shadow projected by this pole, he was able to calculate this angle, 7.2 degrees. He was able to calculate that 7.2 degrees multiplied 50 times is exactly the total amount of the circle, 360 degrees. So he multiplied 800 kilometers, that is the distance between Syene and Alexandria, 50 times, and he saw that the total amount of the circumference of the globe is about 40,000 kilometers. And as a consequence, he was able to calculate the radius of the Earth. But is this possible only if the Earth is a globe? We have to consider the fact that Eratosthenes had two main hypotheses to start with his experience. The first hypothesis that he was doing is that the Earth is a globe, because Greeks at that time considered the Earth as a globe, not for scientific considerations, but rather for philosophical considerations, because they were considering that the sphere is the perfect shape, so the Earth has to be a sphere. The second hypothesis that Eratosthenes was doing is that all the sun's rays are parallel one to the other. But is really true this hypothesis? Probably you have seen sometimes in your life the crepuscular rays that is possible to see when the sun is setting. These rays are not parallel at all, they are diverging from the sun. So this is an evidence of the fact that the sun is not so far, because if the sun would be really at 150 million kilometers far from the Earth, it is clear that the rays should be parallel one to the other. But the fact that we see the rays of the sun converging to the sun and not being parallel, it is an evidence of the fact that the sun is a lot smaller than what we think, and is nearer to the Earth. Many people, however, claims that these diverging rays are caused by perspective rules. So since I am looking to the sun that is far, far away, I can see these rays converging to a perspective point. But is really true this? I had the possibility to make an experience because last year I was exactly in the middle of a lot of converging rays. So I put myself in front of the sun, I looked to the sun, and I saw these rays converging to the sun. But then I turned myself on the other side. If it is a perspective phenomenon, I should have seen the rays, however, converging one to the other side, on the opposite side of the sun. But I saw the rays of the sun diverging. So they were converging to the sun. This is a clear evidence of the fact that it is not a perspective phenomenon, but it is a real convergence phenomenon. All these sun's rays converge to the sun. And this is a proof of the fact that the sun is near, the rays are diverging from the sun is small, and Eratosthenes was wrong. What is really measured? The real situation is this one. The Earth is flat, the sun was above Siene. Here we have Alexandria with the pole casting the shadow. So we here have a distance of 800 kilometers. He measured here an angle of 7.2 degrees. This drawing is not in scale. And this distance, the height of the sun, is what we consider now the radius of the Earth. So we have a small sun 6,300 kilometers high in the sky. This is the explanation of Eratosthenes' experiment. This was my last video. Thank you very much to follow me. Bye bye. See you on the next video.